Hello and welcome back. This is Grillenheimer. Thanks for watching and keeping in touch. Now, this is for the Transformer game, and it's been really interesting. I still have yet to actually play with somebody. There's a card store near me, and I've been there a couple of times now, 2 to 3 times. And the guy that would play, that has the cards, hasn't had his cards. And I don't know, maybe we'll get together this weekend and see what happens. I don't know, but Wave 5. Okay, the game came out in 2018. I came a little late into the game, really about like the beginning of 2019. We had 3 waves of battle cards last year. We have had 1 wave only this year. So we're only probably going to have 2 waves this year because of the quarantines, because of the delays. Lots of things have been delayed. Movies, TV shows. The Transformers Netflix show is being delayed, from what we're hearing. And some people are complaining it's just not being promoted. It's just not being promoted. Well, it's a Netflix show. They're not looking at it as a Transformer show, even though it is Transformers. It's more. It sounds like it's going to be geared more for an older audience than a younger audience. This isn't Cyberverse. This isn't Armada or Cybertron or Enertron or anything like that, or even animated, which was really good. Now, I really am looking forward to the new Netflix show. I'm hoping the action will be faster than the Mechanica, the little duo trilogy that came out where you had to go online to look at it, which was hard to do, sometimes hard to find. It was okay. Some of the voices were neat, some neat cameos, some neat voice actors showing up, but the action just went slow. The plot went slow. I felt like we might as well have been watching Unicron try to transform in the Unicron trilogy, where it took him, a week to transform. I mean, and it was all about Windblade talking to the Titans, and Windblade waking up this, and Windblade. I'm tired of Windblade. But her usage in Cyberverse has been pretty good. And Cyberverse, the last season or 2, finally got pretty good. It was finally not geared towards 8-year-olds. So take that as you will. But that's just sort of my opinion here. But let's get back to the card game. We now have 5 waves of cards. Some people have just been collecting. Some people don't get to play, like me. Of course, I play, put teams together. I'm trying to actually play the game legitly, as honestly as I can by myself, etc., etc. But we have 5 waves of cards. From some Wave 1 cards are still good. Some Wave 2 cards for moving and upgrades and such are still good. Even though we've had a card or 2 banned, it's very possible now that Decepticons have gotten some loving in the oven for Wave 5 that is it a possibility we could see Press the Advantage be unbanned? We don't know. And I was hearing, I like hearing some of these, like the Tech Talk and Jamie's Powered by Primus, Dan, Scott, Vin, whoever. I really like hearing them talk about the game. I wish I had the ability to play online with them. I don't know how to get that set up just right. It's hard for me just to do what I'm doing now, which is not very fun to watch, I'll admit. Then I got another one cooked up that I want to put out soon, of the homemade characters, because I'm sure what you're coming here for are, you've seen the evolution, you've seen me create these new characters. I have dozens and dozens of homemade characters for a card game that only I have. And I can understand that, well, is he going to show us more? Is he going to show us these gimmicks and how these work? Yes, I hope so. It's just having the time to do it. I'm really supposed to be working right now. I'm sitting at my desk. But, Wave 5 and the stratagems, I really like the idea of the stratagems and trying to bring back older cards, character cards, so you're not just playing only Wave 4 cards. And then when Wave 5 comes, playing only Wave 5 character cards. And then when Wave 6 comes, playing only Wave 6 character cards. So it is a neat idea that Wizards of the Coast has done to make, say, we need to fix Jazz. Let's give Jazz some anti-pierce or some pierce or some whatever and put it on a stratagem card. Boom. And who knows, down the road, we might have multiple stratagem cards for one character. And where you could pick a stratagem and go, ooh, let's use this and go with this. Here's my star count is maxed out, etc., etc. I could really see that down the pike in the future. But there has been a lot of green in Wave 5. There's not. I've been hearing a lot of talk, and I've seen this myself with what little I've opened. Not a whole lot of blue. I mean, there are blue cards, and because Pierce is so strong, and I really foresee them make maybe a yellow color, have like a yellow pip to anti-pierce or undo some of your opponent's pierce. They could have, an older character card with Pierce 1 or Pierce 2 on it, and then they have a Pierce card for a utility, and then maybe Pierce 3 as a weapon, and then they're also flipping orange and some black in their battle cards, so that's more Pierce. Well, where it's in the cat got my tongue, where it's hard to defend against Pierce as of now. And I got the feeling, and so I've heard, I even thought about this before I even heard them talking about it online, how that, they're going to have to do something and bring another pip color. I can't hold this straight, I apologize. Another pip color to go, okay, here is the anti-pierce. Or they may give it a name, but what it does is nullify pierce, like maybe null, just simply yellow pip null, to where, okay, if you flip these and have, blue and yellow, orange and yellow, green and yellow cards, white and yellow cards, whatever, to help where you can flip it on defense to help prevent some of that pierce from coming in. So not only you want the blue pips, you might need also a yellow pip card as well. So again, what does this come down to? Now, I mentioned this months ago. The possibility of Wizards of the Coast wanting us to use the mix of colors in her decks. And before Wave 5 even came out, I remember hearing one YouTuber saying something about the same thing. It seems it's like it's going to be hard for people to just use single colored decks. And I'm like, bingo. That's like, no one's really watching me, but I said that months ago. And I saw the writing on the wall myself too. And I think we really all have. Of course, I don't get to play like y'all do. I will admit that. But, lack of blue, new stratagems, new ideas coming down the pike. And there was something. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of that that Quintesson, not Quintesson, Quintesson character in Cyberverse that I finally saw. I think it was episode 11 or 12, one of the last ones. And you saw this floating thing with the tentacles, and you could see his brain on the inside. And I'm like, Intercue. I created something like that in my sketches, like around Christmas or before. Boom, and here's this Quintesson in Cyberverse with a big ugly face and where you can see the brain inside. And I'm thinking, I did that. So who knows? They may have had that down the pike long before they ever created before I even did my sketches. I don't know. It's just a very weird coincidence. Or are there coincidences? But that's really all I have right now. I'm running out of time. I got to get back to work. So, but, just like I even had in one of my previous videos where I used two normally really unused characters for their health to fill out all those planes. And I used the cheap Starscream from that starter deck and that cheap Windblade from a starter deck that nobody uses, but I put them together with these other characters, and it was like, this is a lot of health. So, and once you get the right cards and get the right deck for that with Windblade, the new SRT that I actually pulled recently, the only SRT I have right now, that the more he gets hit and the more he flips, you can move damage to him and then move damage from him to your enemy. And that would be really neat to see that to actually working. And that may be something a deck I might try to look at and try to use those same characters. Which means there's just tons of neat stuff that we can do now. Just tons of neat stuff. The sky's the limit. In listening to, I love these guys. The Tech Talk, Vin, Scott, Dan, whoever, as well as some of the other guys out there, how they just almost overanalyze everything. It's almost doesn't completely take the fun out, but of course they're more on a competitive nature and really in it to win it, and I can understand that too. But sorry. How it really seems like they're trying, is like, I'm thinking to myself, is there any fun to this? But at the same time, I learn a lot from them on what to do and kind of what not to do. And I'm thinking, well, just because they say not to do it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. So, I don't know, just things to think about. But just all the characters we have, all the possibilities we have. I've been playing around with Skytread a little bit again because I just like the character. And that one deck that I still have seems kind of tight. And now with Wave 5, with some Wave 5 cards I have, I want to see what else I can do with Caliber, Skytread, and, I don't know, Megatron or Captain Impactor. Pick one. Captain Impactor would give him more health. But and go from there. But it's just a enjoyable game. I'm really trying to get someone in my family to play this with me. They just don't want to do it. But thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. I better get back to work. Have a blessed day, and as always, flip out and let's roll.